In our last video, we were in the beautiful city of Indianapolis, Indiana. We took a stroll along this awesome canal. We learned about some of the city's fascinating history. And we checked out some of the amazing monuments and street art. In this video,
we're in Norfolk, Virginia.
To best capture Norfolk for you, this video has been divided into 4 sections. The times can be located in the description below. First up, the waterfront and the Waterside District.
So we're in Norfolk, Virginia. We're going to be here about 4 days, so we're going to start in the Waterside District. Norfolk was founded in 1680, incorporated as a borough in 1736, and as a city in 1845. The current population is about 238,000. When it was founded in the 1680s, it was as a colonial seaport due to its strategic location at the confluence of the Elizabeth River and the Chesapeake Bay. The Waterside District is a waterfront entertainment and dining destination along the Elizabeth River.
And as you can see, as luck would have it, we were there for the weekend of Harborfest, which officially started the next day. We will return later in the video to show you some shots from that event.
Part of Harborfest includes a parade of tall ships, and you'll see several as we're walking around here. This was the 49th annual Harborfest, and it always happens in June. This is one of the largest and longest running free maritime festivals in the United States. The redevelopment of this waterfront area from an industrial area to an entertainment district occurred in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, what a fantastic area to start this video, and as I said, we'll revisit it a little bit later in the video, but it looks like now it's time for our first update.
So apparently they're setting up for Harborfest this weekend, and we're actually going to be here, so we'll try to come back down and get a few shots of that too. The Elizabeth River shown here was named for Princess Elizabeth Stuart, daughter of England's King James I.
And here we see the area's cruise ship terminal, located right next to Nauticus, the Maritime Museum. We actually did return to Nauticus a few days later to check out the museum and, of course, to get a closer look at the Wisconsin. We don't show paid attractions, but here's some shots from the Wisconsin because you can see these from pretty much anywhere. They're just on the deck. Highly recommend you take this tour. If you're in Norfolk, it was fantastic.
Battleship Wisconsin was commissioned in 1944 and moved to this location in 2000, where it serves as a museum. We're now approaching the pagoda, which is a maritime observation tower that it was a gift to the city from the Taiwanese government and was dedicated in 1989. The surrounding gardens were dedicated in 2000.
A very unexpected structure. This is why we love to travel. And there are constant reminders that you are in a military town.
These placards commemorate U.S. Navy sailors, and this sculpture is called the Lone Sailor.
This was a fantastic riverwalk and a must-do if you're in the Norfolk area. And as promised, here's a few shots of Harborfest, which would have been, I think, 2 days after we originally filmed this area.
In this section, we're going to focus on the heart of downtown.
Right off the bat, this is the World Trade Center.
The building with the pillars was built as a bank in 1908. It now houses a winery. The Custom House, built in 1859, still serves as a U.S. Customs office. The heart of downtown is Main Street and Granby Street. The entire downtown Norfolk Historic District was listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1987.
And here's a quick look at the Convention Center. This is your first time viewing one of our videos. We approach these cities without any kind of game plan. We just find the main street, take off, and then follow anything that looks interesting on side streets and parallel streets.
This sign commemorates General Lafayette, a French military officer who was so enthralled with the colonists' fight against England, he came across the Atlantic to join the cause. This modern building is the city courthouse. This area quickly developed as a major center for trade and shipbuilding due to its strategic location on the water. The building on the left was built in 1850 as a bank, then served as the headquarters for the Maritime Association. It's one of the oldest buildings in Norfolk. This is the MacArthur Memorial Visitors Center, which is a museum. And this is the Slover Library. The building was formerly a post office and courthouse built in 1900, then City Hall in 1934, and the library since 2015. The Monticello Arcade was built in 1907 and is a historic shopping arcade.
At this point, we're working our way to Granby Street, the street I was most excited to explore.
Granby Street was named in 1769 to honor Englishman John Manners, who was the Marquis of Granby. By 1910, it had surpassed Main Street as the city's busiest shopping district.
Yeah, Granby Street was fabulous and is a must-see if you visit Norfolk.
This is the MacArthur Memorial, established in 1964 in the former Norfolk City Hall building, built in 1847. Douglas MacArthur never lived here, but his mother was born and raised in Norfolk, and he frequently visited here as a child. Because of his fond memories, he agreed to turn over all his papers and memorabilia to the city and be buried along with his wife within the memorial.
And right about here, we stumbled on what turned out to be a major highlight of this trip.
This is St. Paul's Church. It is the oldest building in Norfolk, built in 1739, and the only building to survive the fires of 1776 during the American Revolution. Up in the corner there is a cannonball fired by Lord Dunmore, the last royal governor of Virginia, January 1st, 1776, as his final act as he fled Virginia. Here you see two of the mermaid sculptures that have been placed around the city. It's been the symbol of Norfolk since 2002. A sculptor mass-produced 130 of them for artists to decorate, and business and community leaders have adopted them. There's more than 80 in downtown alone.
And here we are, back on Granby Street. And right in the heart of downtown, we stumbled upon this mall.
The Norva Theater opened in 1922 as a movie and vaudeville theater. This is one of 4 campuses for the Tidewater Community College. It opened here in the 90s in former department store buildings, helping to revitalize downtown. And right in front is the Legends of Music Walk of Fame, created in 2002. The James, which is now apartments, was the James Madison Hotel, built in 1907. With the 1934 courthouse in the background, it looks like it's time for our next update. In the next section, we're going to explore the Neon District. NEON stands for New Energy of Norfolk. It was officially designated as Norfolk's first arts district in 2013. It transformed a rundown area to a thriving creative district.
This section is known for its murals, and if, like us, you enjoy street art, we'll have a dedicated section towards the end of the video.
The Norfolk Scope Arena was built in 1971 and features the world's largest reinforced thin-shell concrete dome.
The dome is an events arena and also serves as home to the local hockey team. As you can see, the Neon District is a very quirky part of town that deserves a visit if you're into street art.
This brick building was the former Texaco building, built in 1917 and served as Texaco's district office. Today it's an arts venue. The Harrison Opera House was constructed as the Center Theater in 1943, a venue used for World War II USO shows. It's been a dedicated opera house since 1993.
And with that said, it looks like it's time for our next update.
In this section, we're going to explore the Freemason District, which has some of the city's oldest residential buildings. The Epworth Church opened in 1896. Unfortunately, it held its last service January 5th, 2025. The Freemason Street Historic District is home to the city's first gas lamps in 1850. In 1972, this entire district was entered on the National Register of Historic Places. This is the James Hunter House. It was built in 1894 and stayed in the family till 1965 when the last surviving relative left it to the city to be used as a museum.
This residential district was beautiful. I'm so glad we took the time to visit it.
This is the city's first free public library, opening in 1904 with funds from a Carnegie grant.
And as promised, here's the street art section, and then we'll be back to wrap this one up. All right, what'd you think of Norfolk, Virginia?
Oh, I really liked it. What a cool use they've done with their waterfront area. It's amazing. There's a lot of history here. Loved the different districts, the Arts District, which was the Neon District, the Freemason Historical Area. I just thought it was great.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. I love the variety, waterfronts, and for once we actually timed it where we're here for a festival.
Yeah.
So we're here for a couple more days, and we'll definitely check that out. This historic home district here, the Freemason District, is really fantastic.
Yeah.
Of course, the waterfront's great. The Neon is an interesting one, and you can tell they're trying to revive it with some new housing that's coming in. And of course, I enjoyed the historical downtown as well. So overall, I give it a huge thumbs up.
Me too.
All right, get off the couch. See you next time.
Cheers.